My name is Samusi Bela.
I'm Caesar.
We're Team Consilience. We're working on the water issue of aquatic invasive species, and we're proposing a device that is supposed to be an autonomous underwater drone that is able to detect and map aquatic invasive species in real time. So the aquatic invasive species, for me personally, was something that always interested me. I mean, I'm doing my PhD in it. Since we see that this is a big issue and that it is truly hampering freshwater ecosystems, the river as well as the lakes. But in the end, we learned today even the agricultural areas by the zebra mussel clogging in those pipes, it really is a big issue of a species that is just doing what the species does normally.
I'm from the social science that I said, but I was always interested about the relation between natural science and social science. In this case, water system, social human system. So water for me, it was the most interesting way, not called the easier way, because it's not easy to bring those two systems together. The most interesting way to try to understand those links between those two systems. Reciprocity or relations that they bring this really strong, the way they look to the world is like always trying to understand this relation between things. So we thought about, well, how we can think about a device, or how can we understand invasive species, not just focusing on the invasive species itself, but the relations that bring these species to a lake, to a river, and so on. So this was like the seed, it was like the main aspect that made us check if we are going in the right direction, like if we got it correct, because my background is different, so I always run the risk of understanding this from my own perspective.
I was always interested in a nice connection that indigenous communities have with nature, but as a German, it was for me like a little bit this naive Western way that you look at it. And I'm really happy to have the contact here because it's more than what I knew before. And in the end, we are sharing the land with them as well. And they are talking now about Canada, they are here for so long. They have such a deep understanding of the land. And this is something that really helps, and that gave us also this idea of being a little bit more with the water than just from above. Our water issue leader was Jay White. And in the very first time that we met him, he really helped by tackling down which invasive species we have. You not necessarily have the same invasive species as in the prairies, so that one was really helpful, and he has a lot of knowledge about those species. He also helped a little bit to bring it down to, okay, who is in the end the one that is taking your device, and to not be too scientific in that sense, because that's where we're coming from. So we tend, as Caesar already said, we tend to think always in the same channel as we're doing. The same with indigenous knowledge. It's like entirely different.
It also gave us like contact, networking. Like today we got another contact that we can, another person that we can connect and listen and understand better what are the demands, what they want, if it is interesting what we are thinking.
We got more in contact with the indigenous knowledge, which for the device is amazing, but also personally to get a new point of view, and also opening all these business aspects, because it, as I said, is something that we're not used to. And I think it helped us both as well understand better who is responsible for what in the project, who is better at what, how can we work better together. I think that's really something that the AquaHacking brought to us.
I like a lot that it's not just one point in time, so we are pitching and then we get a result and it's over. It's a journey, it's 8 months. So I think this is the main aspect that I would highlight that really brought good things for our device. But personally, for myself, of course, you want to win. But even if we don't get it, we intend to continue. So it's already worth it just because of the journey, I would say.